I know that there are people around me who feel for me and who also understand me. I feel blessed to have these limited individuals who know me for who I am and who have seen the assortment of my true self, which is generally kept in concealment. I have learned that those who know me will accept me, and those that don't will come up with their own conclusions of what they want me to be. I believe that some people have ideas of who we all are, or who they believe we are supposed to be. Call it judgment, or just a very poor understanding, maybe a bad reading of a first impression. I think that people carry around preconceived notions of what men and women are supposed to be like, most likely through no fault of their own. Perhaps it is the conditioning from our society or the way they were raised to believe that people should fit nicely into a labeled box. I think we feel more comfortable if we can put people into boxes. It makes it easier to judge us or try to understand us, especially if we might be a bit different than the acceptable norm. But what happens when you don't fit into a specific box? Honestly, throughout our lifetime, we are raised to think a certain way about people. If we are not taught by our parents how to view those around us, we are then programmed by the world around us. I seem to come across as a joke to some and possibly as an intimidation to others, so the need to put me down is first on their list. I don't fit into their category of what they think I should be, so they do their best to appraise my life and try to gauge who I am based on their limited knowledge of people and psychology. I have been psychologically analyzed by the best of people. These individuals feel it's necessary to list out everything wrong with me. Some of their amazing insights include the following: I'm too independent, I'm an overthinker, or I'm much too introverted. The labeling is not what bothers me. People are inclined to do what they want and think how they like. It's none of my business what someone thinks about me. I do, however, believe that people should spend less time trying to sort others out and pay more attention to working on themselves. But that's neither here nor there. What I do get bothered about is how much it happens. Nearly every person I've encountered feels the need to introduce me to who I am. Most of the items are taken at face value and with a first impression, but are not accurate, as most of us all have layers of who we are. You cannot see who someone truly is simply by looking at their face, hair, and clothing. We are so much more than the first impression and what we see in a passing glance. I understand this must happen to everyone, although for some reason, I have never felt the need to go around evaluating every person who crosses my path. I tend to think that most of us are adults and oversee our opinions and ideas, and truthfully, not everyone needs to hear them. I also have never felt the need to let people know that fact, as I would think most should know that already. The one reason I tend to hold my tongue is that the thoughts and ideas I have are my own, and they are not necessarily correct. They are generated from my interaction with that individual, and my interpretation may not even be close to who that person really is, so why bring them down with spouting off some garbage about what I think? We all have things we can say to someone, but ask yourself, do you really need to? Is it something that will positively influence that person's life, or will it just bring them down? If it's going to bring them down, perhaps just keep the thoughts to yourself. We can all make passing judgments on someone we see or meet, but unless you are willing to really take the time to get to know someone and dig into their many layers, we have no right to evaluate who they are. All the things that make up you are wonderful and are what makes you different, which is a good thing. Live your life. Be who you are. No one knows you better than yourself. Some people will only love you if you fit into the box they've labeled for you. Please don't be afraid to disappoint them.